Hey guys, so the other day I decided to buy a new rear strut for my Mitsubishi Mirage 2014. So it's a 10-year-old car and it's the first time I replaced the shocks, and here are the symptoms why I finally decided to change it. So number one is it's not as smooth as it used to be, so that's obvious, but it's especially more noticeable if I go into cracks in the road. It's a deep grooves. You can feel the impact of the entire suspension at the most especially at the rear part, and also I see couple of leaks. If you look at the entire strut bar, there's like a little bit of discoloration which appears to be wet or some kinds of sorts, and the mechanic told me that it's a good sign that it needs to be replaced because the fluid inside the strut is already leaking. It's more advanced complications under the suspension, so I finally decided to switch it up. And finally, the last sign is when I drive on a normal road, I feel it's bouncier than usual. I feel like the shock absorbers isn't doing their job. The springs just catch them all, and I feel a little bit bouncy and it's starting to get annoying. I know passengers wouldn't care, they won't even notice it, but as for you who's driving, who already have your brain set up to drive that car and your brain is already efficient, then you'd notice those details, the engine sound, the behavior of the car. It just push you to just like switch it up in the long run. So the strut that I replace on its stock, so it's the first replacement since, I mean, this is a second-hand car and this is the first time I replaced it. And I've researched that the OEM manufacturer of the strut of Mitsubishi Mirage is called KYB, which is made in Japan. So I bought that. Here's the picture of where I bought it, and it's legit, it's legitimate. If you're asking me about this store, if they sell legitimate strut, I can confirm that it's as expected. And it's a bit smaller than the stock, but for some reason when it's installed, it's the same height, so I'm not sure. And it's like this small of a gap, so it's less than probably half an inch. Probably it's a new technology because the older strut that I have is already 10 years ago, and maybe the new struts right now got new technologies inside the tubes that I don't. Yeah, after changing it, I've noticed dramatic difference. The bouncy ride are gone. It's so smooth now. It feels better when accelerated, maybe because if you accelerate, your car tends to like lean up like that. I mean, the face would like go up, and then the strut just, you know, catches that momentum or that weight better, so it feels smooth when accelerating and braking. There's even one time where I was driving with my mom, and then the car in front of us immediately brakes, and all of my brakes are new, like it's balanced front and back, and when I brake it together with the strut, it just feel good. Like there's not much forward momentum that you feel if you brake. So, and also when I steer the steering wheel left and right, I feel like it's much easier to steer now compared to before. Or it's not actually easier, but better. I'm not saying this is like a total 180 from the stocks that I have, but considering those are already old and out of stock, no pun intended, it's a really cool change, you know. It's really satisfying to be changing a car part which, you know, has been working a lot for you. Like imagine for the past 10 years how much damage and wear and tear it endured, and now it's finally being replaced. There's a sentiment value. I kept the shock just in case, but yeah. So I only replaced the rear shocks, and it was great. I think that's it.